talking about. Well, here's the first clue I want to give them, Brother Adnan. This country we're covering today is located in northern Europe, bordering the Baltic and the North Seas, okay, on a peninsula north of Germany called Jutland, and it also includes several islands. Is that information correct?
That is correct.
What about this? The area of this country is 43,000 square kilometers, so it's a bit small.
Yeah,
we went to Egypt.
Small.
Egypt was big. The UAE was small. The Bosnia was relatively small.
Yeah.
To put that in comparison, slightly less than twice the size of Massachusetts, which is a small American state. Borders with Germany, okay, 68 kilometers of borders. Population 5.5 million.
Yes.
So we're talking about a small country, but a beautiful country. Climate, coast, and terrain. I gathered some information from CIA World Factbook because I thought if anybody had good information about Muslim communities all around the world, it must be the CIA.
Yeah.
So I checked their website. But so tell me, instead of reading this information, why don't you tell me what is the climate like in your country, without telling me your country's name?
Yeah, the climate is like now it's summer, but you know, it's sometimes it get rainy also. You know, we had a lot of rainy summers. You know, really when you look out the window and you see, you know, outside, you know, and see in the you know other TV shows and how the weather is around the world, and you know, it's not that not summerish. How can I say?
What about the summer? How are the summers?
Yeah, but the summers, like, you know, they start to be a little bit warmer, but it rains also, so it's changing a lot, actually.
Okay.
It's changing a lot.
And you guys have a lot of coastline, because you have islands and a mainland, right?
Yes, yes.
What about terrain? Hills, flat?
It's really flat. It's really flat.
I heard you guys had really good cheese and milk over there.
Yes.
It's like a dairy country, yeah?
Yes, it's a famous cheese, yeah, around the world, and milk.
Yeah. Oh, so you guys control the straits between the Baltic and the North Seas. Languages spoken in this country, without giving it away, German, Greenlandic, which is an Inuit dialect, Faroese, and Danish. Does that sound familiar, those languages? Are they spoken in your country?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although English is the predominant second language. I like to bring this fact. Literacy, 99%. I really want to challenge the Muslim world and show them that are we falling behind in literacy as we compare countries and as we go along. Government, a constitutional monarchy with 5 regions. I did notice some international disputes with Canada, the UK, Greenland, over islands in the North Sea there.
Yes.
So I thought that was interesting. But before we tell them what we're talking about today, brother, let's let the viewers check out this wonderful video we put together about this country and give us a call, you guys, after you watch this video, if you know what it is. So stay tuned and check out this cool video.
Actually one of the best things I ever experienced. We have a little mosque in Denmark called Waqf, and Danish it's called the Islamiske Trossamfund, and where people, you know, maybe 500 people, 500 brothers come each day to Tarawih, and we pray and we pray and we pray.
And you know, people are gathering, you know, people, you know, the mosques are full, you know, you don't see it like regular salah, but you know, in Tarawih, the mosques are full, you know. You see all different types of people, you know, those who are in the streets, those who are like, you know, you never seen a mosque, they come, you know, because the shaitan are locked, you know. It's beautiful, beautiful atmosphere, really. Everybody brings their own food. You can like taste Pakistani food, you can taste Turkish food, you can taste Bosnian food, Arabic food. It's beautiful.
And you get tired, and then we eat together. It's really a big experience because, you know, when you fast, you are reminded of Allah all the time. You always think of Allah every second. It's almost like you have 10 in Ramadan. So everything is just so special. All your moves, everything, you think of Allah when you do it.
إلا الله لا
Brother Adnan, why don't you tell the viewers what we're talking about? What country are we talking about today?
Yeah, we are talking about Denmark.
And mashallah, brother, it is amazing, a beautiful country, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But I believe it's pronounced Denmark, is that right? We Americans, we say Denmark with D-E-N, but is it pronounced D-A-N?
On Danish, we say Denmark.
Oh, Denmark as well,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But is it a Germanic language?
It has some, roots back from German.
Okay, but it's like Dutch, we say Dutch is a Germanic language, but Danish is something separate.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
Scandinavian language.
It's a Scandinavian language,
Yes.
okay. I remember reading Beowulf in
Yeah.
high school. They made us read Beowulf, which was interesting. I believe it's an English poem written in, it's called Beowulf. It's English, written by an English poet, but about Denmark.
Yes.
Yeah. We have a special guest, brother. I'm sure you know him. He's a prominent imam in Copenhagen. He was educated in Morocco, a public speaker and a Muslim political activist. Brother Abdul Wahid Peterson. Assalamu alaikum, brother. How are you?
Alaykum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Hey, thank you so much for joining us. Alhamdulillah, we're doing fine. We certainly hope you have a wonderful and blessed Ramadan. I'm with my Danish friend here, Adnan, and I got my Danish friends with me. Tell us about Ramadan right now in Denmark, Sheikh Abdul Wahid. How is Ramadan? What are the fasting hours? Are you experiencing a really long day?
No, it's not so much. We have only 10.5 hours of fasting, so it's not.
So what time is Fajr and what time is Maghrib?
Fajr is shortly after 3 o'clock, and the Maghrib is about 9:30.
Oh man, that's tough, brother Adnan. Have you experienced some Ramadans like that before over there?
Yes,
A
last
few
year.
years will have longer days than that, so we're
You-
still practicing for the long days, you know.
You've had longer days than that.
Oh yeah, sure.
What's the longest you've done? How many hours?
Well, we'll get up to about 20 hours when we're in the peak season.
Yeah, subhanAllah. But how is the weather?
It's not so bad because it's not so cold here, or sorry, it's not so warm here, so it's okay. And then again, we also see it that it's a little bit like if you take a taxi ride. If you only pay like £5 for a taxi ride, you won't take you very far. But if you pay £100, you'll get a good long ride.
Right.
So it's the same here, you know. We pay a high price and we get, inshallah, a good trip on the big spiritual pathway.
Yeah, of course. That's certainly an excellent point. If you had one opportunity now to tell viewers why they should visit Denmark in the month of Ramadan, what would you share with them? What would you tell them? What makes Ramadan special in Denmark?
Well, probably what makes it most special is that Denmark is not in a Ramadan mode. You know, when you're in Muslim country, everybody's fasting and the whole country is kind of in a Ramadan mode. But here it's not, so it's a different experience. And you have to kind of be a little bit up against the wind. All the cafes are open, everybody is smoking, drinking and eating in the streets in front of you. And it's a different experience.
That's an excellent point. Brother Adnan, what do you think about that? There are some pros and cons about fasting in a Muslim and a non-Muslim country, so to speak. What are some of the benefits of being, say, in a country like Denmark in the month of Ramadan?
Yeah, it's. I think the most of the things that are good is that we are, many, different Muslims for different cultures.
Right.
And then we come together in one masjid.
Right.
And we come and eat, and we have share experience, and speak about Ramadan fasting, how it is,
Right.
because it's so long, and we have different,
Yeah.
things to talk about.
And different foods. Sheikh
Yes.
Abdul Wahid, what do you think about that? One thing, I'm from the United States, and I live now here in the Middle East, but one thing I do miss about Ramadan back home in the West is that there was a sense of brotherhood because, like you said, no one is in Ramadan mode but you. So it creates a sort of brotherhood amongst the Muslims there, and it makes it a very tight-knit community. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely, and like the brother just said, we're from all different places, and we get together in Ramadan, and we eat, and we share this wonderful experience with each other. Also, the Tarawih prayers, and we started about 11:30 at night with the Tarawih prayer, and we finish maybe at about 12:30 at night and go home. It's a great experience to go there, share these wonderful moments with brothers and sisters from all over, and just feel, well, this definitely is a high time of the year when we all we enjoy it so much.
Yeah, of course. That's most certainly an excellent point. And like you said about the long hours, I think Brother Adnan will find this story interesting as well. I talked to Sheikh Shadi Suleiman. He's from Australia. He said he visited Norway one year, and Isha prayer was at 1 o'clock. And Fajr, he said, was 1:30. So they just broke their fast, and there was no Tarawih prayers, and that was it. I mean, can you imagine that?
Well, when I first became Muslim about 30 years ago, we had the midsummer fasts, And I know that they will be longer in a few years' time when the fast is in the very peak of the summer. And there we will have very short time for iftar and prayers and fajr and everything. I mean, there'll just be time enough for all of it. But we're not, I think, high enough on the planet to implement other rules, because we do actually have a proper Maghrib and Isha and proper Fajr. So we should fast full hours, and we can do that, inshallah.
Yeah, I agree. I certainly agree with you. That's an excellent point. You do have a proper Fajr and a proper Isha or Maghrib, so that shouldn't be a problem. I want to ask you this question and follow up, Brother Adnan. I believe you just said you became Muslim 30 years ago, and that's a long time. So how has Denmark changed over the years with regards to Islam?
Well, it's changed a lot. When I became Muslim, there was very few Muslims in Denmark, and actually that was before Islam, in the political opinion of so many people, had become dangerous. So in those years, Islam was more connected to fairies like 1001 Nights, and it was exotic, interesting. Things have changed a bit.
Was there even any mosques at that time when you became Muslim in Denmark?
And still we don't have any purpose-built mosque in Denmark.
Okay.
We hope, inshallah, to build one too far, but so far there's no purpose-built mosque. We have a lot of places, masallas and places, but no proper mosque and ours in the whole lot.
Oh, okay. Now, Brother Nan, your experience is a little bit different because you were born Muslim and you're a young man and you've been in Denmark for many, many years. So your experience is, as long as you have known, there always has been a thriving Muslim community there.
Yeah.
There always have been plenty of places, prayer rooms anyways to pray.
Yeah.
So that's a different experience than the
Sheikh. It is different experience. I come, from the Jutland. The Sheikh is in Copenhagen. I come from a different island. It's close.
Okay.
It's second largest city called Aarhus.
Okay.
And we have there always been a live Muslim movement there with masjids and with dawah, and also in Copenhagen.
Okay.
So
you actually have many mosques that are actually an independent structure that were financed by the Muslim community, not just a bunch of small.
Yeah.
Over there. Okay,
yes.
I see. Can you imagine that, Sheikh Abdul Wahid? I'm actually Greek, and can you believe there's not one single mosque in Athens, Greece? They say it's the only European capital without a mosque.
That is correct, as far as I know. I know that in most countries by now they do have purpose-built mosques. Inshallah, we will have it here too. One of the problems has been that Muslims have not been united here, which is, a natural from so many different countries and don't even have a common language.
Yeah, of course.
Then it is difficult to make a unity or a union. But it's coming up, inshallah, and we expect that within a very foreseeable future we will have purpose-built mosques. Probably not only one, but inshallah more of them.
That's the next good point, Sheikh. It's not that easy to unite a group of people, although we are all Muslims. When you come from different backgrounds with different languages, certainly an excellent point. Sheikh, do you have any internet websites you'd like to recommend where the viewers can contact you, or do you have an organization in Denmark or anything like that you'd like to share with the viewers?
Well, I'm myself working as a Secretary General in something we call Danish Muslim Aid. It's a humanitarian organization, and we work with orphan sponsorships, development programs, etc., in so many different countries in Africa and Middle East and Asia. And that's a good point.